Hey everyone, welcome to the PC Handyman channel. I'm with my friend Jorge here. We are going to build a Ryzen based PC with parts that Jorge has purchased. So we are going to film the entire process.
Hi everybody, I'm Jorge, and I'm very glad with Hi for help me build my computer system today.
So let's go through the unboxing process of each of the components. I'll explain you components that we are going to use and then we finally build the PC. Stay tuned. So here we have the CPU. It's a Ryzen 7 2700 CPU. So let's go through the unboxing process. Comes with its own fan for the CPU. You don't need to buy an additional fan here. Okay, so let's get to the next component. We have the motherboard, which is the heart of any PC. So here we are using a MSI B450 Tomahawk Max motherboard. Okay, so this motherboard is exclusively for AMD architecture. So it comes with 4 memory slots, as you can see, and it has good power supply for the CPU, and we have 2 PCI Express slots and PCI Express mini Express slots. So let's look at the back plate. We have USB 3, HDMI, USB Type-C, the good audio drivers, and we have a PS2 for the keyboard or mouse dedicated slots. We have the next component is going to be the memory, one of the most important components. So here we have G.Skill Ripjaws DDR4 memory, 2666 MHz speed. So coming to storage, we have Western Digital M2 drive, which is 1 terabyte. It has 3D NAND technology, which is better than the normal drives, SSDs that we purchase. So if you can, try to invest some money to purchase 3D NAND. Okay, let's open this and see what it has inside. So it's a pretty neat packaging, quite slim. So this is the standard for most of the latest motherboards. Handy, quite compact and less weight. So the weight of your build is going to reduce by a lot. So this is the graphics card that we are going to use in this build. It's a MSI Radeon RX 570 graphics card. So let's open it and see what do we have inside. So it's a dual fan configuration graphics card. Here we have 3 display ports, 1 HDMI and 1 DVI port. So let's get to the next part of the components. Coming to the power supply, we have a Thermaltake 500 watt power supply. As you can see, this is not a modular supply. All the connections are predefined, so we are just going to use each connection. We have a short gaming ATX case. It comes with option to install 3 fans in the front for good cooling. On the sides, you have clear plastic screen. If you are a RGB enthusiast, you have a good view for the inside all the light, and at the back you have space for the power supply, is for the motherboard backplate, and then for any of the PCI expansion slots. At the top you can see USB connections, the audio connections, an optional Type-C connection. I think we are done with the components. Let's get to building the PC. So the first step you need to do is take the CPU. So you can see there is a small arrow. So this arrow has to coincide on the arrow on the CPU socket. Has to go here. And the CPU gently fits in the socket. And then the next thing you do is close the lever and done. So your CPU is fixed, it doesn't move. And then the next step to do is apply a little bit of thermal paste. So the process to fix this particular type of CPU fan is you see this a latch here, this one's, and you have this lever here. So this is the initial position, which is the unlock position. So this latch locks onto this part of the motherboard. So both the sides are latched onto. Lift the latch to lock the CPU cooler in place. So now the CPU, the thermal paste and the fan are in place. Okay. So the connection for the CPU, look for a connector named CPU1 or CPU2. So the next step to do is fix the RAM. If you see the labels for the RAM here, you see DIMM A1, DIMM A2, B1 and B2. So if you are going to use the dual channel configuration, you have to make sure that you fix the RAM slots in the same number. For example, A1 and B1 are for the dual channel, or you fix them in A2 or B2. So it's always the same number. If you put slots in A1 and A2, I mean 2 slots in A1 and A2, you are only going to get single channel performance. So don't do that. So to install the RAM, we are going to open the slots. Just make sure that the notch here coincides with the RAM, and gently press the RAM stick into place so that the latch just closes. Another one goes into the B2 slot, just like that. The next step to building the PC is fix the storage. We have an M2 device which we are going to put in the M2 slot. Put it at an angle, just push it in, fix the screw. And done. So that's fixed. I'm going to fast forward this part of the video so as to not make the video too long and boring. First, we are going to fix the power supply unit. Then you need to install the case fans. 3 at the front sucking in air if your case supports it, and 1 at the back which is the exhaust. Next, we install the motherboard input-output cover or the I/O cover. Usually the audio connections are towards the bottom of the case. Then we introduce the motherboard into the case and install the screws as necessary over the standoffs. Make sure all the connectors fit snug into the I/O cover. If you have USB ports in the front panel, either 2.0 or 3.0, those connections are given now. Next, we give the front panel connections. These are a bit difficult to fix, especially if you have big hands. So make a note of which connector goes to which pin beforehand to avoid any wrong connections. Then we need to connect the power supply to both the motherboard and the CPU. The motherboard connector is a bulky 24-pin connector, and for the CPU, depending on your model, it will be either a 4-pin connector or an 8-pin connector. This particular CPU does not come with built-in graphics, so it needs a dedicated graphics card which is installed now. Install the screws of the expansion slot where you install the card. The necessary power connector is plugged in. It is usually a 6-pin connector and sometimes can be 6 plus 6 pin for powerful cards. Next, we install the hard disk drive and give the SATA power connection and data cable. Once all the connections are done, it is a good practice to tidy up all the wires by using zip ties or cable ties. This CPU cooler comes with an inbuilt RGB, so that connector is given to the RGB header on the motherboard.
Right now.
So you can see AMD Ryzen 7 2700 8-core processor. Total DRAM it's showing as 65,000 megabytes, which is 64 GB. And you have one USB keyboard, one USB mice, and it detected the Western Digital M2 hard disk, sorry M2 drive, and the hard disk of 3 terabytes. So everything is fine. Device change or CMOS has been cleared. Please enter setup to configure your system. F2 to load the default values and continue. So right now we don't have a OS installed, so let's go to the BIOS and see what options we have. For the AMD processor, all the details you can see right here. Okay, the CPU, memory, vCore, DDR voltage, BIOS version is the latest BIOS build, 2020 September 6th, I believe. This is the CPU frequency. We are not going to do any overclocking or anything on this. We are going to just use the system like it is. So the next thing, we are going to install Windows 10, and then Jorge is going to add some additional OS, I think Linux. But for now, for this video, we are just going to install Windows 10. So right now we are trying to install the Windows 10 operating system on this device. So the device seems to be stable. It's the UEFI BIOS screen and everything looks fine. One of the chassis fan doesn't seem to work. We should check it later, but for now, this is a USB drive that has Windows 10 installer. So let's plug it in and let's try to install. So here we have the Ventoy disk. I'll make another video on how to use the Ventoy to have multiple boots, but for now we are going to select Windows 10 64-bit ISO, and we are going to install it on the M2 drive. So the Windows setup is almost complete. We are close to finishing the task for today. So here is all the details. AMD Ryzen 7 8-core processor, 64 GB, 64-bit operating system. Let me also quickly show the disk management for how the drives are there in this. So you have disk 1, which is the M2. So you have, this is the drive, and this unallocated space on the 1 GB drive, and you have the D drive as the 3 GB hard disk, which is in the exFAT partition right now. So if we want, we can change it to the NTFS partition, but this is fine, everything is fine. Let's go to my computer. So you can see everything here. Once we make a new partition from here, you can also see this in my computer, because right now it's showing only 300 GB of the M2 drive. When you create a new partition here, you can see that. So here is the final product that we built today, the Ryzen 7 based computer. The cable management is not so great because most of the cables are very short and we can't pull them to the back side, but I think we did a decent job. So finally, after a couple of hours of hard work, we were able to finish the task. You can see here the Windows is loaded. So this at the bottom is the CPU. So yeah, so Jorge, how do you feel about the build?
Oh, it's nice work. Very happy with the machine.
Okay.
It's a nice process. Simple, really.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Bye.